A brand new Direct is finally upon us. What will we see now? Today is finally the day where we get to see new info about the Super Nintendo Switch. And no, I am not calling it the Nintendo Switch 2. As far as I'm concerned, it's the Super Nintendo Switch, which is the name the Nintendo Switch 2 should have had when they decided on the name, but they decided to pull a Wii U and decided to just name it, Switch 2. Putting a number in front of the console name is what Sony does, not Nintendo. In fact, it's also what Microsoft used to do with the Xbox consoles, with the 360 and Xbox One. Once again, not Nintendo. But alas, bingo predictions. I've made a bingo chart. Got Fire Emblem in the top left. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, Fire Emblem is like in quite a handful of directs actually. It's actually kind of surprising that they didn't have a Fire Emblem for the Nintendo Direct that aired a couple of days ago. But honestly, I'm not that much surprised. The second one, any 3D Zelda game. I mean, this is kind of self-explanatory. I personally don't think we're gonna get a 2D Zelda game, because we did get Echoes of Wisdom like last year, and I have no interest in playing that game because it's basically Breath of the Wild but top-down 2D. But I feel like it's been a couple years since Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think they're gonna release a 3D Zelda game on launch day, but I think getting some kind of news is a possibility. Square Enix is pretty obvious, because Square Enix pumped out a bunch of games on the Nintendo Switch, so if they're Square Enix, it's not gonna be that much of a surprise. 3D Mario! Now, 3D Mario, I think 3D Mario is gonna be inevitable, to be frankly honest. I'll be very surprised if there is no 3D Mario news whatsoever, because the last proper 3D Mario game, like full-fledged, that we got was Super Mario Odyssey, which was released all the way back in 2017. I mean, we did get Bowser's Fury with Super Mario 3D World, but then that's kind of like a sub-game. Like, that's only a small portion of, like, the 3D World Bowser's Fury bundle. So, I think showcasing a new 3D Mario for the Switch 2, maybe even as a launch title, like Super Nintendo Switch, even as a launch title, that is very likely. Farming, I mean, we all know why farming is one of the predictions. Different console color schemes at launch. Now, this one, they've only shown one design for the Nintendo Switch 2, like the Super Nintendo Switch, which is the black, which is like the grey with like the red and like the salmon and light blue accents. And I'm just hoping that's not the only design that they have, because if that's the only design, I'm just like, it's gonna look very dull. NSO pricing increase. I feel like this is gonna happen, considering it's a new console, but all I'll say is, please no. Like, it is already, like, a 1-year subscription is still like, I mean, it's like $30 a year for Australians, roughly. Probably, I think it's like $24.99, like $30, $25-$30. That's still, like, let's be honest, for how not great Nintendo's online service has been, I feel like it could definitely, like, the only way they can justify a price increase is if the online is significantly improved, because somehow the Nintendo Switch's online infrastructure is worse than the Wii U and 3DS. And I say that with a straight face. Like, the Switch Online is genuinely bad. Like, you look at Super Smash Bros., you look at Super Mario Maker 2, you look at pretty much any online video game that's not named Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is not perfect. Like, if they're going to increase the pricing, they better damn well improve the online to compensate for that as well. New game that's actually a tech demo. Basically, your Wii Sports, your Wii Play, your Nintendo, like, your Wii Sports and Wii Play for the Nintendo Wii, your Nintendo Land for the Wii U, your 1-2 Switch for the Nintendo Switch. Pretty self-explanatory. I feel like they're gonna have a tech demo game in some form. Maybe it could demonstrate the new rumored mouse mode for the new Joy-Cons. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. Another remaster, port, or remake. Okay, you want to know, like, my honest take about Nintendo Switch? This Nintendo Switch is hard carried by all of the remasters and ports and remakes it got on the system. Or you got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. You got Pikmin 3 HD. You got Pikmin 1 and 2 HD. You got Metroid Prime Remastered. Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. You got, what am I forgetting? Super Mario 3D World. You got your Paper Mario 1000 Year Door remake. You got your Super Mario RPG remake. Like, there are so many remakes and remasters on the Nintendo Switch that are also, like, best-selling games of their series because of the high install base of a Nintendo Switch. Like, a big reason of why the Nintendo Switch, I believe, was successful is because they just decided to port a billion games to the system. I feel like it's pretty likely they're going to continue that trend with the Switch too. But then again, I feel like it would be much more interesting if they put effort into actually making good original games instead of just relying entirely on ports. Hardware specs or overall performance, kind of unlikely. I'm hoping we get to, like, see what the overall performance or hardware specs are. But again, I highly doubt it. New Pikmin game. Again, this is kind of like a stretch. We might get a new Pikmin game. We did get Pikmin 4, like, a few years ago. But a new Pikmin game, it's not entirely off the table. Brand new IP. Think ARMS. Think ARMS for the Nintendo Switch, which I feel like a new IP would be very interesting. Again, kind of unlikely, but it's still a possibility. Launch date and pricing. This is almost guaranteed. Pricing is going to be a really huge deal, especially like in countries where disposable income isn't as plentiful. So, like, it might not be as big of a problem in Japan, it might not be as big as a problem in the US, but, like, I'm just going to say, if the Switch 2 is, like, if a Super Nintendo Switch is, like, 600 plus Australian dollars, they're going to really have to justify purchasing that console. They're going to really have to justify it. Super Smash Bros. The last game we got was Ultimate, and that was released, I think, 2018, 2019. I feel like teasing a new Super Smash Bros. Game is a possibility. I mean, it's not impossible. I feel like this might happen. New Donkey Kong Country game. I mean, this is copium. This is definitely copium. We got Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Nintendo Switch near the beginning of its life cycle. We got Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which is, let's be honest, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD was, like, the saddest remaster. Honestly, I would say it's not even, like, a poor, like, I would say you are better off playing the Nintendo Wii version, because the Nintendo Wii version just looks better. And, like, that's for a 480p game compared to You're basically a 480p game somehow looks better than a 1080p game, and to me that's just unacceptable. Yeah, you have the 3DS levels. You have the 3DS levels on top of the Wii content, but, like, they could have absolutely done better. New Star Fox, Kid Icarus, anything. All of the IPs that technically got a new game of the Nintendo Switch, I am so baffled that Star Fox didn't get a new IP. No one ever thought that F-Zero was going to get a new game, and we technically got F-Zero 99. Maybe we might get a new Star Fox game, maybe we might get a Kid Icarus. I mean, I'm just taking a blind shot in the dark, but also I'm very surprised Kid Icarus Uprising didn't get a port or a remaster or anything. Very surprised. Splatoon, ARMS, One of these is enormously popular in Japan, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of these gets announced. 2D Mario. Same thing as 3D Mario. I mean, to be fair, we did get SMB Wonder. But again, this isn't entirely an impossibility. Switch 1 games getting a performance boost on a new console. I don't think this is going to happen, to be frankly honest. I feel like, yeah, they're going to get upscaled. Or by upscaled, I mean they're going to be stretched. But then what they're going to do is it's going to be like, oh, well, your extra performance, you're actually not going to get. I feel like it's going to be either through a virtual Switch mode, or the console is going to be hard-coded to kind of like throttle the performance somehow. I hope not. I hope they do get some kind of an overall performance boost and they run better. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo does something to basically avoid that. Menu themes return. This was something that was sorely missing with the Nintendo Switch. They basically had basic white and basic black in the settings, which suggested that they were going to do custom themes at some point. And I feel like very shortly after, Nintendo just kind of like abandoned the idea of having like custom themes, like custom. They could have had a Super Mario Odyssey theme. They could have had Breath of the Wild theme. They could have had like a Kirby theme. You know, like they could have had custom themes, and like they're just like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. I hope that menu themes return. I really hope they do, because that was like one of my favorite things about the Nintendo 3DS console, was the fact that there's like custom themes. It's also like the main reason why I still like play my 3DS every now and again, because again, the custom themes kind of like add more personality and charm to the console, which I feel like the one thing really missing from the Switch console was just a lack of charm. Virtual Console is back. I highly doubt this is ever coming back. I highly doubt Virtual Console will ever come back. I sincerely hope it does, because I would rather own my games permanently. I'd rather own my games permanently than spend money on a yearly basis to temporarily be able to rent out a game that will eventually become unavailable once Nintendo shuts down their services. New F-Zero, whether it be based on GX or whatnot, this is massive copium. I once again doubt this is going to happen. New Kirby game. We did get Forgotten Land and Return of Dreamland Deluxe. Not entirely impossible, but unlikely. I hope they do, though. And I kind of hope it's a 2D game that has an interesting mechanic. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, it's about to start. And then we got new Mario Kart info. We're definitely going to get new Mario Kart info. And then go with this. We also have Maple. We also have Maple from Bofree for our bingo markers. But we're just going to we're going to keep her hidden for now. Gonna hide our bingo chart. Anyways, it is time. Oh, I wonder how many people are watching. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube kind of crashes, because so many people are trying to do a live reaction to this. But alas, Super Nintendo Switch Direct. Here we go. Interesting intro. Oh, okay. I'm digging the start screen. I like the little building blocks coming together. Little Tetris blocks. Okay, color me excited. Okay. Well, there's a Mario Kart. The real question, though, is what's gonna be the main hook? There's Mario.
Let's go!
What's the hook? Oh, there's like 24 races now. I don't know how I feel about 24 races, to be honest. Just gonna turn it down a little bit. Having a look. Okay, we got rail grinding, apparently. That's a new... Really? Moo Moo Cow? Mega Mushroom from Mario Kart Wii's returned. Got hammers, we got coin block. We got trucks. Mid-race outfit changes? Question mark. Mario Kart World. I'm assuming no story mode.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one
It's
of the
not
guys
really
who
like
hosts Nintendo Direct
new info, right?
for Nintendo Switch 2. I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
What was the new info we got there? I mean, aside from being able to see more tracks, the Super Nintendo Switch.
What do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
I mean... Oh wait.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held
We got Moo Moo Meadows apparently.
span the globe.
That looked like Airship
Depending on the
Fortress.
time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
Oh. Oh, is that going to be like an RNG element?
And in this Mario Kart game,
I hear Toad's Factory.
off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Oh, God, no, it's Mario Kart Open World.
Race through 4 courses in a bid for
Oh, I'm not a fan of that change at all.
the wheel. You'll also drive
I am not a fan of the open world change.
with 24
If there's like one thing I absolutely dislike,
competition is geared
for the most part, it's open world games that are just like open for the sake of being open.
Knockout Tour.
See, that was my biggest fear when I saw the first trailer for the Super Nintendo Switch, was that it was just going to be big for the sake of being big, and I feel like my fears are getting answered.
Below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Okay, they got elimination mode though.
You make it all the way to the finish line?
This is basically going to the same route as Burnout Paradise, the Burnout franchise with Burnout Paradise. No, virtually nobody liked.
Areas and
Virtually nobody liked.
wherever your heart takes you.
Nobody liked Burnout Paradise because it was just like
Go for scenic drives.
they took away the arcade style gameplay in favor of open world and just made the game worse as a it just overall made the game worse as a result. I mean, we see, is that Dino Jungle? I mean, overall, I'm not a big fan.
Race across the entire world starts here.
If there's like no story mode,
The game
I
launches
personally,
the same day.
yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on this if there's no story mode.
More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World.
Maybe the Mario Kart World Direct will change my opinion. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I think it's just Mario Kart, but open world, and
We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking.
I'm not a fan of that, personally. Oh,
These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for
Joy-Con 2. What is the C button? Alone? Is this a chat button together? Oh, it's just voice chat. It's just a chat. It took them this long to implement a voice chat with friends. Why was this not a thing with the original Switch? I feel like streamers are still gonna use Discord. Oh yeah, it's also gonna like take the location of your console into account. Okay, yeah, like
Alright, let's keep going. Let's make a left right.
overall,
When it's noisy around you, your voice
voice will still come through clearly.
Are you sure about that? Yeah, first of all, why was game chat not a thing with the original Switch console? Second of all,
If you open the chat,
it's gonna be dependent on online. So you're gonna have like the online gameplay. You can literally see like how choppy the game screen online is. Discord voice chat's still gonna be better. I'm genuinely baffled that it even like took them, and then you can still do voice chat while playing different games. Really, the big question was why it took them so long. Why it took them so long to do that. Oh god, I feel like the online is just gonna be bad. There's a Switch 2 camera, oh boy.
camera to the system. Hey,
Oh, that looks like such ass. What is this like 240p resolution that's like stretched up, bruh? This is literally 240p. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the game chat, personally. It's something that should have been included with the base console from the beginning. And there's the catch.
However,
Well, I guess people are still going to be using Discord voice chat.
on Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together.
Okay.
But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game with Game Share.
Game share.
As shown here,
Okay, so they're bringing back DS download play.
played if one person owns a compatible game. With Game
Console
Share,
without
you can
game.
temporarily share compatible games
Oh,
with
is it
others
like
who also
base
have
Switch and Switch 2? Or is it like Switch 2? It's just overall. Oh, it's for all the Switch systems. So it's essentially DS download play, which, in my opinion,
Game Share can only be used
oh, it's only going to be used for select titles. So really, it's just Clubhouse games and Super Mario 3D World. It's also playing for set games exclusive. Which games, though, is the real question.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Okay.
Please take a look.
Okay. Bigger screen. We knew it was a bigger screen.
7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo.
What is the resolution, though? Same thickness, though, is surprising.
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
1080p screen. Okay. Up to what? 120.
frames per second, allowing for smoother
Ah?
gameplay in supported titles.
That is, I mean, high dynamic range support.
LCD screen is more vivid and
Okay, like, it's got...
providing more contrast between
The HDR actually looks really good. They attach magnetically, we knew that.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect.
Damn, we're getting hardware specs.
Magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system.
Yep.
Detach your controller easily by pressing the
Why,
right button on the back.
That's how you disconnect. Pressing bigger SLSR buttons. Yep, they're bigger.
And SR buttons are
Honestly,
greater
that's a major improvement, because that was like one of my main critiques of the Joy-Cons. Is just the SLSR buttons are so freaking tiny. I mean, it's still not going to be worth it.
right sticks
Larger
are
controls,
larger.
buttons. Okay. Then you got mouse controls. Yep.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls.
And they got improved speakers. You got clearer audio.
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges,
Okay.
sounds from built-in speakers are clearer
Okay,
and
so you can, like-
in handheld and tabletop modes.
So you got like more volume control, music controls. What's the resolution gonna be docked? They're taking the OLED stand and kind of improving it. The USB-C ports.
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one
There's
on top.
one on the top.
It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera
Oh.
or charging in tabletop mode.
Oh. Okay, so it's another area that you can charge. Larger, faster storage.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal
Holy
storage, 8 times
shitenhausen.
for storing your
Two-
documents, save data,
That's
and more.
8 times the
Writing data is also
storage.
faster.
4K support. There we go.
Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect.
They're
to
finally
the
getting to the game.
Up to 4 4K resolution for compatible games.
A shame my TV can't output that.
Supported
Okay, and then they do it to 1440p, etc. Interesting. Powerful cooling.
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan
Okay.
to keep the system cool. This helps keep performance stable.
Yep, so like prevents the console from overheating. I feel like it's
Nintendo Switch 2
the only incompatible games are going to be like Labo. 1080p. 120. I'm still like
As you just saw,
120 FPS.
Mr. Kawamoto.
Here's our tech demo game.
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself. This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
There's our tech demo game. No NSO price increase though. I feel like it's going to feel more horrible than it actually looks. Really. So the tech demo
Now, I'd like to
is
share some
digital
more information
only.
regarding Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game card for Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red.
Wider.
and
It looked
Switch
wider.
only work with micro
And
SD
thank
cards.
goodness they're bringing back colored cartridges.
And will make high-speed data transfer
Thank
possible.
goodness they're going back to cartridges with color. Okay, so the micro SD cards just don't work. You need micro SD Express. Yep, so you can like transfer all your data over. Switch 2 Pro controller.
Pro controller.
Hmm.
New GL and GR buttons, which you
Oh.
can use to assign existing button controls.
Okay, so built-in button mapping. We got the audio jack. Let's go.
The official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live.
Okay, and they got the developer articles. Launch date. When is it launching?
Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
June.
We're very much looking forward to the day when
2
you get to
months.
experience
Games that were released on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, they're gonna get a performance increase?
Nintendo Switch 2 edition games are the third type.
Okay.
Games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree.
So Switch 1 games aren't getting an upgrade unless they get a Switch 2 version. Well, that's a shame.
Super Mario Party.
I was hoping Pokemon Scarlet and Violet would actually be able to run properly, but nope. It is technically a re-release. I don't care what anyone else says. I'm not a big fan of the whole
And sound.
voice mechanics. I feel like overall, I think Jamboree
Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies
just
while
didn't appeal to me
bumps into the
because
wheels of the coaster.
it just like it took steps from Superstars and then also Super Mario Party, but like
There's a bouldering game where
I feel like once again the ally mechanics are like
and one
really overpowered. I also think this doesn't fix the issue with just the lack of mini games in the actual party mode itself, because most of the mini games are tied to like all the like side modes, which meant that the actual like party mode itself ended up just having a severe lack of minigames. In fact, I think it has like the least minigames for the main mode out of any Mario Party game. Oh, okay. And you can purchase an upgrade pack if you got the physical version.
Nintendo Switch
Not
2 edition
surprised.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the
Does the HDR mean
so you can play with
that the worlds are actually going to look good? I might.
Plus,
Oh,
get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This
Oh.
new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo
Yep.
Switch app on smart devices.
figures. Nintendo Switch Online will be renamed to the Nintendo Switch
Exclusive
app.
to the Switch 2 editions of these titles.
Eh.
For example,
I think
help guide you to various locations.
it's
and find
nice
quests you haven't found yet.
that like Breath of the Wild and Switch and Tears of the Kingdom are getting like enhanced frame rates, because
Or
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom
using keywords
lagged.
and send them
Like
to another player
would
to create
if you had like excess amounts of volume. Like, even Tears of the Kingdom, like, doesn't even run at a stable frame rate under regular gameplay.
We hope these
Which,
features
I'm sorry,
make your
this is
adventure
like
even
your
more
big flagship. I mean, part of it is because it's open world, but like, part of it is because, oh,
In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to
It's
enjoy
Kirby.
an additional story exclusive
Oh my
to
god,
the
this is-
Switch 2 edition, along with
Oh.
improved graphics and
oh my god. Is this going to be like a Heroes in Another Dimension
The
mode?
story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes.
Oh,
We hope you're
new
looking
mouthful
forward
mode?
to a new adventure.
Oh, oh. Wait, does this mean we get a new Ultimate Cup?
Beyond
There's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Well, I'm not buying this for the Nintendo Switch. I'm buying this for the Switch 2 then.
In addition to standard controls,
Okay.
you can use mouse controls.
Oh!
gameplay on
Mouse controls.
Plus, you can explore the immersive world in
4K 60 FPS in handheld. Performance mode. I mean, of it, performance mode is 1080p 120.
Choose from these two modes, both of which support
Huh.
based on your preference and playstyle. Plus,
Okay,
Pokemon
we got-
ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year.
I'm not gonna lie, Pokemon Legends ZA absolutely needed a Nintendo Switch 2 version.
By taking advantage
Because
of the power of Switch 2,
hopefully this looks
adventure in Lumio City
better.
with enhanced resolution and frame rates.
I feel like everyone's gonna purchase a Nintendo Switch 2 version.
Switch
Yep,
2
so I'm absolutely gonna be replaying through Forgotten Land when Switch 2 releases.
If you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you
Once
can
again, we can get an
Nintendo Switch
upgrade
2
pack.
edition by purchasing
Let's
it.
fucking go.
We hope you're looking forward
Well, automatically this is an A tier direct because we get new Kirby content.
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2.
Yep, this is automatically an A tier Nintendo Direct because of Kirby and Metroid. Okay. Okay. Wheelchair? Oh, like wheelchair basketball? Drag Drive? Drag X Drive? Is this a new IP, though? Or is this another tech demo? I feel like there's definitely going to be a very competitive scene when it comes to this. Like the mouse controls. This actually looks kind of interesting. The question is, once again, okay, wheelchair slam dunk. I do like how it's like cyberpunk wheelchair aesthetics. And then you got trick shots.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers.
I feel like that qualifies as a new IP.
I have long observed the lands between.
Okay, so we got Elden Ring.
Is in dire need of repair.
We get Elden Ring.
You can see them, can't you?
How well is it gonna run though?
That guide you through
Well, I mean, to be fair, I already have Elden Ring installed on my PC. I just haven't touched it because I'm too busy playing other games. Surprised we get an Elden Ring.
may you take the throne.
Elden Ring Tarnished Edition.
Here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo.
Okay, Hades 2.
First ever sequel introducing
Hades was apparently, like,
an immortal
really popular.
sinister titan of time.
But then I never bothered to play it because,
Ends of the earth.
as I mentioned,
Getting to know
plenty. I really feel like I should at least check this game out.
It's the kind of game you quickly pick up and play whether
Maybe.
you're experienced
Maybe I'll check this game out. Maybe not. Who knows? To get Street Fighter 6, I'm very surprised we haven't gotten a Farming or Square Enix game yet. Watch me just now eat my words.
Creating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at
Nina Blade X
testing data link with spine. Normal.
or Astral Chain?
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
New Gundam-esque mecha Arsenal.
I'm for sale in your
Is this a new game? Or is this a re-release? Oh, it's Daimon. Okay, it's a new Daimon X Machina game. We got Split Fixin', we got Arsenal, we got Daimon X Machina. EA Sports. Are they gonna end up shafting Nintendo fans like they did with the entirety of the Nintendo Switch lifecycle? Or are the Super Nintendo Switch versions actually gonna be good? I'm just gonna say, frick JK Rowling. We refuse to support hateful bigots. Because this is an LGBTQIA plus friendly space. This is a pride friendly space. And I refuse to change my stance. The worst part about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 is there's no story mode. Yeah, apparently this has got no story mode from Pro Skater 4.
Hello, this is
Which
Chris
just...
Elverdam from IO
Why? Why remove a core part of the gameplay?
Hitman World
Okay, Hitman. Oh. James Bond. Ba-da-da-da. James Bond. Project 007.
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Project 007. And there's our Square Enix game. Did I put JRPG? For some reason, I did not put JRPG on there. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. Interesting. Conflict Rub Tokyo and Osaka. Apparently the Yakuza games are like really good. Like really in good beat 'em ups. Oh. Hawaii Tecmo. Another Warriors game. Is this a Tears of the Kingdom Warriors game?
Descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians who dwelled on the surface.
This is Hyrule Warriors Tears of the Kingdom, isn't it?
But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the Imprisoning War.
Great.
You truly have traveled back in time.
Wait. Is this?
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really is the past.
It's a Hyrule Warriors game. Could you imagine, though, a playable Zelda? There's Mineru? Minerva? Okay, and then you got... I guess this is technically a new Zelda game, though. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. I mean, it is technically a 3D Zelda game. It's a 3D Zelda spin-off,
Age of Imprisonment.
but it is a 3D Zelda game,
Koei Tecmo Games.
technically. I kind of wish it wasn't, but it was more like a Skyward Sword-esque game, but I mean, it kind of makes sense, though, when I think about it.
Now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on
Okay, so all of that. Is there gonna be...
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. You can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2.
Okay.
Take a look at this.
GameCube Online.
Nintendo Switch
I'm guessing the
expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the titles that will be available at launch.
OG Wind Waker, but not Wind Waker HD.
Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton.
Honestly, you want my take? Just play Wind Waker HD. It is just a vastly better game in every single conceivable way. Wind Waker HD just it removes so much of the padding from Wind Waker, like the Triforce Shards quest. Oh my god. So we don't get a new F-Zero game, but we get F-Zero GX. How well is this gonna run though? Now people get to witness just how horrific the story mode is.
F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online.
But yeah, for Wind Waker, just play the OG HD version. Or just play the HD version and just like, because the HD version massively streamlines the original game in every single way. You can do button mapping.
More titles will be added in the future.
Are they gonna show Twilight Princess? Pokemon Colosseum and XD Gala. Okay, for all of you people, for all of you deluded people who love Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, there you freaking go. You get your Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD re-release. Now shut up. Doesn't matter because I already have my own GameCube controllers, and I don't plan on getting the expansion pack because it doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. Dude, it's so freaking hilarious that they showed off Wind Waker and they said, oh, Wind Waker's coming, but not Twilight Princess. Toby Fox. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deltarune chapters. Okay. The price we got GameCube NSO though was Super Nintendo Switch, but not Nintendo Switch. Okay, I would play Undertale. The thing that annoys me, the reason why I did not refuse to play Undertale is because it is a game that punishes completionism playthrough. If you want to play a 100% completion playthrough, you actually get punished for it. Borderlands 4. No new F-Zero game. Instead, we get an F-Zero GX re-release, which I think, honestly, now that I think about it, it's probably better that they don't release it on the Switch and they save that for the Switch 2, because I would not be surprised if the performance decided to actually tank Civilization 7. Apparently, like, not a good version of the Civilization games. 2K games. Is this NBA WWE 2K?
Plus NBA 2K as well.
WWE 2K, NBA 2K. That was the title I was thinking of. I'm probably going to get the Super Nintendo Switch on day one, if for nothing else, just so I can play Kirby. And, oh, one moment. Oh, it's frozen. Give me a second. No, it's actually frozen. Everyone's like, no. Yep, it's... Live chat is literally saying, yep, it's all frozen. Perfect game to freeze on. Everyone's like, frozen. Yep, the stream legit froze. Everyone's like, it looks better. Is there lag for anyone? Yeah, it is legit frozen. Well, oh, it's back to normal. And it's back to normal. We're so back, boys. We are so back. So many people were watching it that the entire presentation just like crashed. And now it's fucking delayed. Oh my god. Everyone's like, yeah, and now it's delayed. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Everyone's like, bro, well, someone's getting fired. Yep. Please. Is not even, and it's not even pre-recorded, so we can forget about the idea of it being it's over bro's career. Well, someone just lost their entire career. Let's try this. Oh, hang on. Just jumped ahead to meet the audio. Oh, it just jumped ahead. Okay, never mind. Did we get a Silk Song mention? Fart Nut Royal Butthole. Gross. Professor Layton in the New World Sequel. Human Fall Flat. Okay, a Human Fall Flat sequel.
The next game will
be our final announcement.
and development partners. Please take a look.
Oh? Oh. Okay.
I give you my blood. I give you my life. Turn a wheel and transport him
Okay.
of moonlight to humanity's very dusk.
Whatever this is supposed to be. New FromSoft game. Kinda gathered. London. Is this Bloodborne? No. Surely not. Surely not Bloodborne. Right? Yeah, we got a moon creature thingy.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Okay, so you can shapeshift, apparently. Levitation magic. And then gravity. The Dusk Bloods. Well, this is definitely not a SNES exclusive, Super Nintendo Switch exclusive. It's a rat. The Rat King. 2026. It is a Super Nintendo Switch exclusive.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software.
Well, I feel like it'll be exclusive until a certain point. That is... Huh.
Let's check it out. Next, please take a look at this.
Okay. Star? That's a warp star. Or is it just a regular star? No fucking way. We got what is essentially Forgotten Land DLC. And we're getting a new Kirby game. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh? No. Oh, is this Air Ride? This is Air Ride. Now people are going to realize just how crap this game actually is. Well, okay, we got new vehicles though. I guess it's time for people to... Kirby Air Riders. Does this fix? Oh, well, that doesn't... I was going to say if it's a new developer.
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a
do they actually fix the control scheme?
hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air
That was... Do they fix, like, the biggest issue with Kirby Air Ride, which is the controls?
Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
3D Mario? Or is it Pikmin? This looks very Pikmin-esque. Ingot Isle? Wait. Huh? And they're going with the fucking awful arcade DK style game. They're going with the freaking I don't like this new Donkey Kong art style. Okay, so essentially Rampage, but with Donkey Kong. This is Rampage Donkey Kong edition. Yeah, you just like smashing crap up. So in short, this is literally just Rampage, but with Donkey Kong. I don't like this game. I'm gonna say it already. I don't like this. I am so surprised. No Mario platformer news whatsoever. We got enhanced version of Zelda, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. We got new Zelda game that's a spin-off. We got Mario Kart Enhanced Edition. But of all the things we got, no Mario platformer.
Here are the hardware options that will be available at launch.
Okay.
We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
Again, the director's gonna have to, like, really freaking impress for me to justify. And it's, of course, a freaking digital. Okay, well, never mind. I'm not buying the bundle.
All we have to share for today.
No 3D Mario platformer? No 2D Mario platformer? Like, hello? This is still an A-tier direct because we got Kirby. We got a fucking Kirby and Forgotten Land DLC. That is enough alone for a day one purchase. And then you still have people being like, disappointing, L stream, and, like, grow up. Honestly, I will say, compared to their normal, like, directs, this is way better. This is, like, far better than what they usually put out. We got new Mario Kart info. I mean, Mario Kart, but open world, which, I mean, I don't know whether we really got new Mario Kart info or not. Personally, I think the new Mario Kart game, yeah, it's like, oh, it's open world. I think we saw something new in there. I mean, yeah, 24. I mean, obviously we knew about the 24 races. Obviously, you knew about the course. We saw some new courses. I think the gameplay is new. I don't like the new gameplay, if you want me to be overall honest with my opinion. We got new game that's actually a tech demo. We got, what was it, Nintendo? We got the Nintendo Switch Welcome World, or whatever it's called. So we did get the tech demo game. The hardware specs overall. Okay, I'm going to say, performance-wise, I am so surprised that the maximum frame rate is 120 frames a second. That frame rate is something I absolutely wasn't expecting in any capacity whatsoever. Like, 100... And the fact that, like, Metroid Prime, you can do, like, there's, like, a quality mode, and then there's, like, a performance mode. So, like, quality mode is, like, if you're playing on, like, the Switch 2 and you're playing quality mode, it's, like, 1080, you get 1080p, 60 FPS, you get 1080p, 60 FPS, or I think, like, performance mode, you can get, like, no, I think, is it, like, it's like 120 FPS, 1080p, which is just absolutely fucking wild for performance mode. I am surprised that Nintendo is putting out a console that can, like, do 120 frames a second and can be 4K resolution docked. I was expecting at maximum 2K resolution, like QHD. That genuinely surprised me. We got the launch date and the pricing. I mean, June the 5th? Which is like 2 months away. Man, I gotta like save. We did not see the different color schemes, which kind of bums me out, to be honest. Yeah, we got the new Kirby game. Well, new Kirby. We got 2 new Kirby games, actually. We got another port, remake, and remaster, which was off a PC title. Square Enix, obviously, they're making another Bravely Default game. We technically did get a new Zelda game, but it's a Hyrule Warriors game. So, I mean, you know, monkey. You know what they say about monkey paws? The monkey paw. Switch 1 games, it's a shame. Okay. An absolute shame that Switch 1 games are not getting a performance boost, just in general, but it is still nice. It is still nice that we are getting Switch games that are like Switch 2 versions. Now, I will say the only ones I would say that are worth getting are for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, because, you know, that way then the games don't lag. I mean, Breath of the Wild is still complete arse, and Tears of the Kingdom is actually, you know, kind of an okay game, but not a good Zelda game. But it's nice, but if there is one major issue they had, it's the performance issues. And I'm actually kind of grateful that they're 2 big Zelda games they're giving, like, enhanced versions of the game. Does it qualify as, like, base Switch 1 games getting a performance boost? When you think about it, if you bought the physical version of the Switch 1 games, you could buy a separate upgrade pack. So overall, I would say that it qualifies. Like, assuming you have a physical copy of the game, I would say it technically counts as Switch 1 games getting a performance boost. Yeah, we got Square Enix, and then we got 3D Zelda game, the spin-off. Biggest surprise... Honestly, it sucks that the new Donkey Kong game is not a Donkey Kong Country game. We did technically... I mean, it's not a Donkey Kong Country game, but it is technically a Donkey Kong game. I don't know whether the wheelchair sports game counts as a brand new IP. As I expected, we didn't get virtual console news, which is to be expected. Nintendo kinda wants to move entirely to a subscription-based service. We do not know whether menu themes are returning, which I sincerely hope that menu themes are going to be a thing, because that was like the one thing that was sorely missing on the base 3. I hope it's not just, oh, we only have a white theme now and no dark theme, because in my opinion, for Nintendo Switch, I literally cannot, go through the Nintendo Switch menu through the light mode. I have to go through dark mode. But what I wouldn't do to have custom menu themes. No new F-Zero game. I mean, we're getting F-Zero GX on the GameCube NSO, but it's not a new game. So, I mean, kind of be expected. Now people get to realize just why F-Zero GX is touted as like one of the hardest racing games of all time. No new Star Fox, no new Kid Icarus. I mean, kind of to be expected. There were people who were wanting Nintendogs. I'm going to say, Nintendogs is never going to happen. Ever. The reason why Nintendogs became a thing is because the name Nintendogs is a pun on the name the Nintendo DS. The Nintendo DS, you just swap out the D with a G. Instead of having Nintendo DS, you have Nintendo GS or Nintendogs. It was a pun. It was a punny name on the console. That's why we got Nintendogs. And when Nintendogs ended up being successful, they just decided to milk that. They just decided to milk that game to death for all of its worth. They decided to milk Nintendogs for absolutely everything it was worth. To the point where when the 3DS released, their main release was Nintendogs, and then let's just add cats. And like, everyone's reaction was just, why? I already have Nintendogs. Like, if I'm buying Nintendogs to play Nintendogs with a dog, to play with the dogs. If I wanted to play a game with a cat, there are plenty of other games out there, especially on a smartphone. Why would I want to buy a brand new console for a Nintendogs game that now has cats in it, when I can stick with my DS and just play a Nintendogs game anyways? Like, if you're going to play it just for the dog, why would you bother getting a new console? And that's why they haven't done a Nintendogs game since. Honestly, kind of surprised that there's no Splatoon or ARMS news. Considering the fact that Splatoon is so popular in Japan, you would think that they would have like given, oh yeah, like this is a new Splatoon game, or like a Splatoon spin-off or something, but no. No new Super Smash Bros. But thank goodness we're getting a Kirby Air Ride remake. Baby, how long will it take until people realize that Kirby Air Ride is actually a crap game? The only part of Kirby Air Ride that people like is the city trial, and they just completely disregard the rest of the game. Like, why would you buy a video game and then like only play 20% of the game, if at all that? Why buy a game only to play... spend $60 on a video game only to play 20% of it? It just, in my opinion, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I will just never understand. It's like buying Super Smash Bros. Brawl exclusively for Subspace Emissary. You don't just buy it exclusively for Subspace Emissary. You buy it for Subspace Emissary, for the All-Star mode, the Boss Battles mode, the trophies, and the stage builder. You buy Brawl for Subspace Emissary, you buy it for the All-Star mode, you buy it for the trophies, you buy it for the stage builder, you buy it for the boss battles, you buy it for a lot more than the Subspace Emissary, much like how you wouldn't spend $60, $70 or $80 on Smash Ultimate just for World of Light. It makes no sense whatsoever, and I just don't understand the people who try to like reason their logic. Brand new IP. I don't know whether the wheelchair game, once again, is a new IP. No new Pikmin game. I mean, kind of to be expected. They did release Pikmin 4, and Pikmin is kind of niche. Still somewhat surprising, considering it's like Miyamoto's baby. No Fire Emblem. I am so surprised that we did not get any Fire Emblem news whatsoever. Like, I am just in disbelief. Because, like, it feels like there's a Fire Emblem game. We also got no farming games. Like, hello? What kind of reality are we living in? Like, we got no Fire Emblem, we got no farming sims, and we got no 3D Mario or 2D Mario platformer news whatsoever. We got none of that. We also got no Splatoon news, and we got no Pikmin games. I have to question, did someone go back in time, step on a butterfly, and alter the course of history? Because I feel like someone might have. But yeah, as for the question, did we get bingo? The answer, sadly, is no. No, we did not get bingo. I'm surprised we didn't get bingo. I mean, consider, you know what's funny is if we got 2D Mario and 3D Mario, we would have easily gotten bingo. If we got farming, we would have been like so close to a bingo. But alas, it is a shame that we did not get bingo. Yeah, so we got, looking at this, going through this, I'm having a look. We got Mario Kart World, which, yeah, Drag Drive. I feel like this qualifies as a new IP. Yes, it is going to be an absolute stretch. Dusk Plus, I'm surprised that we're getting a FromSoft game that's also Switch 2 exclusive. I'm very surprised. Yeah, so we got the partner sizzle reel. We did get Hollow Knight. Yes, Silk Song was mentioned, which everyone just kind of like lost their shit at that point. We're getting Kirby Air Riders, which is a new Kirby. Well, it's a Kirby remake. I'm so pumped. I am so pumped for the Kirby and Forgotten Land. I'm really curious about whether this means we're gonna get a new Ultimate Cup tournament. Whether we're gonna get a new Ultimate Cup. That is another thing. Switch 2 Metroid Prime, Switch 2 Kirby and Forgotten Land. Like, I will say overall, is this better than the June 2019 Direct that showcased Banjo in Super Smash Bros? I don't know. I would say overall, I would say it's comparable. I mean, to be fair, we got Kirby, so I would say it's comparable. I mean, I think, honestly, I think it's better, in my opinion.